Hey everybody, it's Mick Labinskas from Climate Salad, and I'm today speaking to Lauren from Your Food Collective. Hey Lauren, how are you going?
Hey Mick, really good. Lovely to chat to you and excited about having a conversation.
Yeah, thank you. Can you tell me a bit about your background and how you got into Your Food Collective and where you want to take it?
Yeah, definitely. I guess before I start with my story, I just want to set everyone's mindset and help them understand that their food choices are one of the most powerful things that they can do as a consumer to drive positive environmental change and protect biodiversity on a global scale. So think about what you eat. You do it 3 times a day if you're lucky, and it is a powerful vehicle for change, but we've got to get it right. So that's just a teaser. So my background is as an ecologist. So I spent the greater part of the last 15 years protecting threatened species and their habitat across Australia, which was beautiful. And I was privileged to be in a lot of amazing situations and locations. But I was incredibly frustrated by our inability to do this. And where I saw the greatest challenge was at the intersection between agriculture and the natural environment. And that's also where I saw our greatest opportunity, because I started to realize if we got food right, not only could we, play a large part to the climate change solution, we could also start protecting biodiversity, our water use, the list goes on. But we could also grow food that was nourishing our bodies and was nutrient dense. So it was a huge opportunity. And so with all of that understanding, I took some time out to have kids. I had 5 kids and was blessed with that. So I also spent a lot of time feeding, and I wasn't finding the food that I wanted anywhere. You read about what we should be eating, how it should be grown, what we're doing. So I set about creating Your Food Collective that brings all of that together. So what we do at Your Food Collective is pretty simple. We deliver insanely fresh, locally and ethically sourced groceries to consumers' front doors, but our impact is powerful. So we're creating the blueprint for a carbon positive food system, which is incredibly exciting. We work with regenerative growers who grow with respect to the land and the systems that support their food. We support local growers and we quantify that. So most of our food comes from within 250 kilometres of the consumer's front door, which again means that the food is fresher and it's got a lower carbon footprint. And our product is delivered with love, whether that's the packaging or the trucks that it's delivered in. So these are all really simple things, but incredibly important when it comes to getting food right. And the devil's in the details. So that's what we're doing in a nutshell.
Amazing. And I love the quick intro. We've had a lot of discussions at Climate Salad with the trade-off between individual actions and big policy changes. So a lot of times people think their individual actions don't matter. So if I have a organic zucchini or a non-organic zucchini, really it's just one zucchini. How much of a difference does it make? If I take my reusable cup, if I don't take my reusable cup, if I have packaging, it's just one package. What are your thoughts on helping people understand that that individual actions add up?
I think it's incredibly empowering. And I think what we're doing across our food offering is building out impact quantifiers of all of that. So you can see that as a number figure. But I think if we all wait for governments to change, it's not going to happen, and it's not going to happen soon enough. Like if we want to reach net zero emissions by 2050, we all need to play a role in that. And, I think that as consumers, you feel powerless, but our decisions are actually driving those top levels of investment and government and all those sorts of things. So if you make the right choice, and if you do that over and over and over, then it creates a pattern. So if you're to take your organic zucchini example, so, if we want to increase organic food production across the state and the country, the more people that buy organic zucchinis mean that there are more producers. They're going to start to think, okay, great. I'm getting a better price for my organic zucchini. That's what consumers want. So I'm going to change my growing habits to do that. So it's incredibly empowering and powerful for you to be able to make those changes. And you do make a difference. I don't want people to get overwhelmed and think, oh my God, I've got to change everything. But I love, Paul McCartney's Meat-Free Mondays. Just do one thing a week if you can, and slowly digest those habits. And then we will create a better future, because we all do need to play a role in that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Is there a particular story you love telling around a product which is maybe you unlocked new customers for it, or a customer that found a new thing? Like, is there Your Food Collective story which sums up the essence of what you're trying to achieve?
I think it's always the taste in the product. I think, over the past 50 years, we've built a commoditized food system that's revolved around growing more food for less money. And that means it's come at the cost of flavor and nutrition in our food. And, we all do it. You go into the supermarket and you buy a punnet of strawberries and bring them home and they're completely flavorless. We're like, oh, okay, that's fine. But it's not. So what we love is that experience and that feedback when customers start eating food with us. Like I was talking to one of our customers the other day and he said, oh my gosh, I just had one of your mandarins and it catapulted me back to being 12 years old because it was so full of flavor. Or I really love our grape story. So we work with a table grape grower in the Hunter Valley, and they've got 36 different varieties of grapes that see us through the grape season. And every single one of them has a different story, a different shape, a different smell, a different flavor. And they all come with complementary raisins because they've been ripened on the bush. So some of those grapes are actually, shriveled and dried. So I think it's that generally when people interact with our food system, it's that real food experience as if you've grown it yourself and sort of understanding all the natural elements that go into food. And that means that the food can taste amazing, and it does. So that's probably the overarching story and feedback that we get with the way that we source food. Yeah.
You're right about the overwhelming nature. I think it's easy to think it's either too big or don't know where to start. But is there and your Food Collective covers of a whole lot of different products and things. What is a good way to start for people to be like, okay, let me try something. What's a good way to try something and get going?
So if you're just looking for a simple offering, then I think it would be one of our seasonal fruit and veg boxes. That's got everything in it for you. Just order that. If you struggle with understanding what to cook, then get one of our meal kits so that that's all done for you. And I think what we would really encourage people to do is start to cook based on the seasons. So don't go to your cookbook and then go into the supermarket and say, I need this, and this thing. Okay. Do it the other way and say what's beautiful and what's been harvested and is in season at this time of year. And then I'm going to cook something that's based around that. And that is sometimes a little bit of a challenge and a shift for people. But purchasing one of the set boxes, we've curated that based on what's in season. You can then start working your way through that. And we've got lots of recipes and tips. So reach out to us if you're not sure what to do with a beetroot and if you can eat the leaves or not. Reach out and we can help you, or ask your friends. Like food's beautiful. It's the word companion I was looking into the other day, and the origins of the word companion are to break bread together. So, think about that and share your food stories with your family and friends. You'll be surprised at what you come up with.
Well, companion, wow, that's really interesting. It's really important. Like, it's not just for feeding ourselves, but I think it is an important part of our culture. And I agree. I think we had to feed a lot of people, and there's been choices made which have slowly taken us to a point where it's a bit of the boiling frog thing, right? Which is just, we're now used to what this is in terms of highly processed foods. And it always strikes me as bizarre that there's this little section in the grocery store which is organic, and it's like, well, what's everything else? It's like everything else is processed, unorganic. Like, it's like, isn't that like crazy? Like how does that make sense? But I think we're going in the right direction, and I'm really excited to see your Food Collective gain momentum. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. I guess just on that as well, there was a recent Dutch study that came out that showed that 85% of the products in supermarkets aren't actually good for you. So I'm not sure what, and I think that, if you look at Australian statistics, less than 6% of us eat the recommended daily intakes of fruits and vegetables, and over 60% of us are obese or overweight. So there's issues all across, from the environmental footprint of our food supply chain to what it's doing to our bodies. So I think if we can all step up and play a part in that change, it's really powerful and exciting.
Yeah, and I think to the point you made, whether it's meat-free Mondays, trying some veggies in season, small steps forward, I think is a really, really great model for get people to making progress. And individual actions, as you said, the companies will listen to consumer decisions. I base so much of our decisions around packaging these days. Like, it's like I just don't buy it. Like, I'd rather do without, because it's the packaging of single use is just horrendous. So there's a lot of different things we've got to solve here, and we're not going to solve them all in one day. But I think it's great to have a lot of good companies around to be working on all these different problems. So and surely there's no better partnership than your Food Collective and Climate Salad. So it's a partnership, mate. It's just too easy in terms of the marketing. So
I know.
Yeah, so wonderful to have you as a part of the Climate Salad family. Yourfoodcollective.com, go check it out and have a look, buy some products. And thanks, Lauren, for your hard work and for sharing today.
Thanks a lot, Mick.